Hola Javi, ¿cómo estás? Hoy estamos en la pista de carrera de Miramas, en las afueras de Marseille, Francia, y tenemos nuestro gran amigo Matt Russell, Product Communications Manager de BMW. Matt, how are you?
Hey Camilo, how's it going? Good to be here.
Matt, we're very excited to be here at Miramas. Explain exactly what exactly is Miramas.
Yeah, so Miramas is a former racetrack. It has a real racing history, but a few years ago, BMW Group bought the racing facility and turned it into a signature, if you will, testing facility. So an all-round testing facility for BMW Group, which includes BMW cars, mini cars, motorcycles, so BMW Motorrad and Rolls-Royce. And it is used year-round because the weather is stable, and the engineers love stable weather conditions in order to do their testing. So that's so it is almost a non-stop level of activity here. It employs many people, and the cars are on the different circuits that are now built into the facility full time.
Now, the reason we are here is for the all-new 2015 BMW 7 Series.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a 2016 model by the time it comes out, and that's right, it will be the 6th generation 7 Series. So it's the latest in a long line of really brand-shaping products for BMW. The 7 Series has always been the car where we roll out our latest and greatest technology, all of our newest innovations. A number of our powertrain innovations have debuted in the 7 Series. And of course, these days especially, you have to emphasize what we call the infotainment and telematics, or the BMW ConnectedDrive elements, where we involve the driver, and we connect him or her to the outside world through the onboard technology.
Onboard technology. So when we're talking about this, one of the incredible features that we saw today was that it has gesture recognition.
Yeah, that's a new thing, and it's really a cool way of controlling your car. You have a few basic commands, little gestures that you make with your hand. If you're the driver, your right hand. If you're the passenger, your left hand. And you can tell the car through these simple commands, take me to my home. In other words, navigate me home, or ignore this phone call, or answer this phone call, or turn the radio volume up or down, for example. So these are some of the basic functions we've built into gesture recognition. It's a little bit customizable or programmable so that you can teach the car what you like it to do with one or two of the key gestures. And the idea is to keep your eyes on the road and communicate with the car as quickly as possible.
Now, one of the things that we were very impressed with while driving on Miramas was the driving dynamics of the vehicle. I mean, you could not tell that this was a large luxury sedan with all of the technology that's going into it. Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Well, I'm really glad you liked it, and that's important to us, so you should, because the 7 Series has always been the best driving large car of its type. It is a luxury car, yes, first and foremost, but it's a luxury car where you still feel what's going on the road, you still have absolute precise control of the vehicle, you have a driving experience. So it's not just measurables, it's actually the feeling you get when you drive the car. And the car is very adaptive now. It's been adaptive for 20 years in certain areas, maybe the transmission or other areas, but now it is more adaptive than ever. The entire personality of the car as a driving machine updates to your inputs as a driver, and to the even now it can even monitor the road ahead through a pair of stereoscopic cameras. It can look at the condition of the road surface ahead. It's now considering the information in the navigation database for what the road is like ahead, and it will change its personality or strengthen for example, the suspension calibration or the throttle response in order to adapt to the conditions ahead and to the way that you're driving the car. So this is a real key in that driving experience you witnessed today. And I think it was a little bit rainy when you drove, right? So a little slippery?
It was a little slippery, but I mean, it really was unbelievable that the car handled so well. I mean, you just could not tell that this was a large sedan, and I must admit that I did drive the vehicle pretty spirited. So, I mean, I did put it through its paces, and it handled unbelievably. But one of the things I really noticed was that it didn't feel like a heavy car. It felt like it was like on a diet, like it shed some pounds.
Well, luxury cars by their very nature are large and heavier than your average vehicle that's out there. But if we have made the car drive in a way that it feels like it shrinks around you, then we've accomplished our goal as an engineering firm, which BMW, of course, is at its very heart. And what you said is absolutely true. Not only is it the perception that the car is lighter, the car is actually losing weight this generation through the application of some very exotic, really an exotic combination of some exotic materials and some more conventional materials. So that would be materials on the exotic end, like carbon fiber and the latest aluminum castings, but also some of your more traditional materials like steel for your sheet metal, and really the latest high-strength steel is being used in combination with those more exotic materials. So the result is a body structure that is one of the most advanced and most exotic body structures that are going into production today. It's not in production yet, but it will go into production later this year. And it'll be a never-before-seen combination of these materials in terms of the amount of each material that's used.
Now, is this the first vehicle to employ steel, aluminum, and carbon fiber?
Not necessarily in absolute terms, but in terms of proportion, how much carbon, how much aluminum, how much steel. In that way, it's very unique, and the result is a weight savings that will most likely exceed 100 kilograms. So that's highly significant.
That is very impressive. Well, thank you so much, Matt, for being on here on the show with us. And here, Javier, back to you.
Este programa fue una producción de National Latino Broadcasting.